Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2013 Chevy Captiva. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video, and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic, and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, this is meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the hood, and then we'll go for a drive. And a couple things, we've had this one a while, and they have a common problem, and it was a service bulletin thing because they knew it was a problem. So the power steering reservoir would get a hole in the bottom of it. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's just change the power steering reservoir. Not a big deal. 2 hours. Like, you have to go under the stupid wheel well and get through the pulley. You got to take the belt off and the dumb idler pulley off to get in the stupid bolt to get the stupid power steering reservoir. Anyways, it's done. But with that, I've got a battery light on the car. I just put a new battery on, and I checked the alternator with my fancy little button thingy, and I don't think the alternator is working, which makes sense because that means that power steering fluid was probably leaking on the alternator because of that problem with the reservoir. So that means the alternator is probably bad. But with that being said, I will have a price on it right now. Without an alternator, I will be working on getting an alternator and getting it put in, but it just kind of depends on how things go, with all the other stuff we've got going on. So add that, just read my description is basically what I'm saying, because you can stay up to date on where we're at on things, and what needs to be done still, and then what you could possibly do to save some money, so that I don't have to do it. And other than that, that's it. Okay, let's go pop the hood and let's go take a look at this thing. Okay, so Chevy Captiva, I think, is pretty much a Chevy Trax, or might be a little bit bigger than Chevy Trax, smaller than Chevy Equinox. It's just a small SUV. I think it's all-wheel drive. I'll double check when I get to the back, but I mean, it's not bad looking, except obviously you're missing a trim piece right up there. But see, there should be this little gray trim piece. But as far as rust goes and stuff, it's really not that bad looking. Tires are probably at about, let me see if I can find a wear bar, probably at about 35% on the rear. And there's a dang wear bar. 30% on the front would be my guess. So you can see from the front, I don't know if they just knocked something, so they knocked off a trim piece here, this trim piece, and like a little bumper light thing there. But that really seems to be it, at least on this side, so we'll get to the other side and find out. Back end looks pretty decent. It is just 5 seats. I don't see an all-wheel drive thing, so it may not be all-wheel drive. But you've got space back there for whatever, and of course, like most of these things, the seats fold down flat so you can fit stuff in there. This tire looks really good. That is a much better tire. That's probably like 65% would be my guess. Let's just might as well check this one since we checked the others. That one's on par with the other front one. So just that back one is kind of an anomaly, but the body looks pretty decent. Just needs a couple little things to make it look nice. Let's get this hood popped. Okay, and here's your motor, just a little Ecotech. And here is your dumb little power steering pump that you got to take off a whole bunch of stuff to get to. But other than that, like I drove it to Casey's before with the power steering issue. I filled it up just so I can get gas in it, and it drives good. But we'll drive it again on video. Oh, here's one thing I noticed. Driver's side, this seat thing is just kind of off or whatever. Seat still works, still goes forward and backward. It's just the trim piece is kind of loose. Those are just things that happen with age and all of that stuff. So you've got, like I said, there's your battery light. About 98.37% sure that's an alternator. Just because of where it is and what the power steering problem was, and I put in a new battery and I tested it, and it doesn't seem to be charging the battery. So there's a low tire pressure light on, but there is not low tire pressure. I've got all the tires aired up. and then just a seatbelt light. So change oil light, that's probably accurate. Let's see, I've got 172,709. It looks like it was due at 171,721. So it's just now due, probably needs done. Might be something we do if we do the alternator kind of thing. Just kind of depends on if we get it in and all of that. 11.6 volts on the battery, so the battery's all right for right now, but it's not, you know, it'll get me around, and it'll get through a test drive and stuff until we get the alternator fixed. But I'm going to keep that screen up so I can keep an eye on that. But got the radio on. Radio works. Let's see. Let's turn this on. Let's turn the AC on. Hit that button. Okay. Okay, so we'll see if we have AC while we're checking windows. Passenger side window works. The rear passenger side window works. Driver's side window works. And the rear driver's side window works. Alright, the AC is blowing good and cold. I'm actually going to turn that off. And we'll check the heat when we're back at the lot, just because I don't want to drain the battery so that we can do a test drive. So all right, here we go. It has good acceleration. And it's driving smooth. I don't hear any suspension noise. I did have my service stabilitrak light just come on. I don't know if that's, you know, because the ground is wet. You know, maybe it slipped or something. So we'll have to kind of see what that does. But it's not doing anything. It just said service stabilitrak light come on. Yeah, but it has really good power going up this hill. It's probably just a little 4-cylinder, but it certainly feels better than, it's not like a little poochy one. Like sometimes those little Chevy Traxxas are like 1.4s, they're kind of poochy. This is an Ecotech, so it's probably a 2.2 would be my guess. Driving smooth. I'm kind of surrounded by cars, and so I'm kind of leery of doing all my turn signals and stuff, just because I don't want to confuse people, but we'll get them done. Alright, my left turn signal works. Let me turn this on real quick. My right turn signal works. Brakes are good and solid. No grinding or vibration. Try our windshield wipers. Windshield wipers work. Let's see. Where's my fluid at? I don't know what these buttons do. That's not it. That's not it. Alright, I either don't have fluid in there or the fluid doesn't work. So I'll have to check. Or I don't know how to work it. So that's also a possibility. Wonder if, no, that's that. I think I hear it, but I don't see any fluid, and so I'm guessing it works. I just need fluid in there. I will double check when I get back, and that'll be in the description whether or not that works. And then let's see, we'll go to our horn. Our horn works, and we're gonna get started on here. We're gonna get our cruise going. Check our cruise. My battery volts have only dropped, you know, by 1/10, so it's not. I'm curious to see where that goes, but okay, let's see. And it went back up to 11.6, so maybe it just, I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna kind of figure that out. But pay attention to the description, see what it's doing. but I've got my cruise on, and my cruise works. All right, well, if I've got that kind of battery, I'm gonna check my heat. Let's see, turn this all the way to heat and turn on, and we'll see what we've got for heat. We also have this eco mode down there, so if the 2.2 Ecotech is not economic enough for you, the eco mode will make it even better MPGs. I don't know what the difference is as far as, if you go from 25 to 30, or if you just go from 25 to 26, I don't know. But that's one of those things that some of these smaller cars have. They've got the eco mode. So overall, right now needs an oil change, needs potentially a battery, but not a battery, potentially an alternator. I'm going to charge this battery up and just make sure, do some double checking and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's an alternator just based on the testing we've done. Tire pressure sensors, one or more of them, doesn't work. Other than that, the heat is working, the AC worked, radio, wipers, wiper fluid, I'm going to check that. So a lot of this stuff worked. You've got a couple little repairs to make, the trim piece, but for the most part it seems like a really good running vehicle. Suspension's good, brakes are good, motor sounds like it's running good. So a couple little things that we got to work on. If you have any questions, read my description and see where I'm at on repairs and what I know, and then text me, call me, whatever, and we can see what we can figure out. My cell phone is 309-267-7200. Thanks, guys.